Hi folks, still on the oil paints. I've mixed a bit of drying linseed oil with a bit of refined linseed oil. See if I can get a bit of a gloss on it. I'm using 3 primaries. Ultramarine, which I'll squeeze out a bit of. Cadmium red and cadmium yellow pale. I'll just squeeze some out there. I was trying some cadmium deep yellow, cadmium yellow deep hue. That one. It's very typical. It's a lovely colour, but for 3 colour primary, it didn't really help. And what I did, but I did that one on Patreon. Nice little mill scene, but I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'll just start and continue. I've cleaned these brushes with some zest it, and then I finish them off with some soap and water, some washing up liquid. Well, but I think the zest it is better is less toxic than you know what I mean? Less toxic than some of the petroleum-based solvents. Well, yeah, I have been using some oil medium. This is lovely. This is Taylor Rowney flow medium. It's beautiful. It leaves a lovely gloss, but it's petroleum-based and it's not very good for the chest. But you might have better luck with it. Anyway, I'm going to just paint using some of that oil, bit of red, bit of blue, just as a basic cloud colour. Dramatic. I'm going for drama rather than any realism. I like light against dark and try to make it a bit more obvious. Plenty of red. So the oil it dilutes it and makes it really flow beautifully. Oh, I might do my river Wandle. This is a gessoed board. Put some red in there. Just sort of killing the board at the moment. Okay, now hopefully that'll give it a bit of a shine, and that alkyd resin, a bit of alkyd resin in the fast drying. The fast drying one doesn't dry very glossy, but the petroleum based one does. So let's put in a bit of I keep trying to put this in the watercolour water. Right, okay, let's get some watercolour. The colour of water of the old river Wandle. Okay. I'll go light in the sky when I'm ready. Let's just go down there with it. I'm using 3-inch brushes, 3 1-inch brushes. Right, let's give them a bank of nice green. Just blue and yellow. Touch of red. Bit of the old oil. Not my wonder, but I just wanted to do just a simple little painting. Of me Wandle. paint it endlessly because living in London, they're not, or South London, we've got lots of parks and things, but we don't seem to have. We're not in the country, so I have to make up my scenes, which is okay. It helps with the imagination. Let's get some. I'm going to paint down to this. This is just a background. We'll have some light on the other side there. Get some darks in. Some shadowy. I must try plein air painting later this year. When it gets warmer, I'll see if I can pluck up, not the courage, but I've done it in the past, but you get children coming up and say, "What's that, mister? That's not very good, is it?" Always when you're just roughing in. I think with oil, better to paint from dark to light. Get your darks in, and I'm not trying for any realism here, I'm just making one up as I go along. And we'll have a bit of reflection there. Okay, that's good. Now let's see if we can get some light in that sky. So I'm just going to clean my brush on an old rag here. See if I can get most of that dark blue red mix. Put out a bit more cadmium red. This is the second one today. As I said, the first one I've just put on Patreon. I've got over 150 videos on Patreon now. Most of them are watercolours, with some acrylic and some oils now. I love the oils, but it was that's my chest. I think years and years of breathing in carpet dust, because that was my business, carpet fitting. I had my own business, and 40 years of breathing in fibre is not very good, and the oil doesn't help. But I'm trying to use less of the solvents, or less of the petrol-based solvents like white spirit, paraffin, kerosene, and terp substitute. So that's going to be wet, but it doesn't matter. Let's go in with some light. The white I'm using is a bit of Griffin. That's an artist quality. I think it's an artist quality. White, which helps everything to dry. I do prefer the liquid really, but it's so toxic. Well, not liquid, the alky resin. It's not. It doesn't seem to affect everybody. It just affected me. Let's just get that in. I'm going to have to change my bit of greaseproof paper here. It's on a board, on my box easel, in the drawer of it. Let's just get some light in that sky up here, sort of. I even put some greys in. Yeah, let's put some greys in. So a bit of white, a bit of the red and blue mixed. Bit of oil. Sure, I like that. Go back with the red and the blue. I should have bought some liquid, I think. That's a very, very good medium to use. But the basic fast drying oil, the oil medium, that is superb, but it's just got that petroleum. But it's lovely, lovely stuff. I mean, the finish you get on it, the gloss, when it's dry, is just superb, and it flows beautifully. So I might go and bear it, but right. The alkyd resin white is drying on the palette here. It's only been out a day. It's creating something you like. I'm a great believer, after all these years at it, of making a painting rather than a copy of a photograph. That's how we all start, I know. And it has its place. But I'm now free of working from photographs. But that, having said that, I'm quite limited in my repertoire, because I'm not relying on photographs. I'm not even relying on memory. I'm relying on my experience over many years of doing this. A bit of blue in there. A bit of blue and white. I might have to put a bit of white out, because we've used all the good stuff. Yeah, well, I'll scrape off that drying stuff. Bear with me a moment and start again. But I'll still use the alkyd resin. I'll show you what it is if you haven't seen any of my stuff. And you're new, the Winsor & Newton Griffin alkyd. The alkyd is, I don't know, it's a resin that goes into the linseed oil or poppy oil and helps it all dry just that bit quicker. And this was a 200ml tube. I won't put a lot out. And I'm not sure if it is artist quality, but it's a big tube and it costs about £14. So that's about the price of a big tube, a 200ml tube of the Winston, which I've had for years. Okay, so blue grey. I think I prefer the other one. Go back with the light, the orange and red mixed. But it doesn't, with a board this size, it doesn't take very long to change things. Put some more red out, I think. I've got about a quarter of a big tube, but this is found this on there in one of my boxes, a new one, or a new old one. Cad red. Can't get more basic than cad red. Beautiful red. Mixes well with the cad yellow. Let's just put in some warmer. I'm trying to avoid white. This is used as a mixer. I'm going to go up into that in a minute with my trees. I went up to Sackville Gallery to see he sells one or two paintings from me from time to time. He's just framed some of mine. They look lovely, I have to say. He's a good framer. Up in Stafford Road, Wallington. Right, then we need to get some of that darker sky now. Then we could go back into the trees and the river. Just red and blue. Just subtly changing some of this here. Or not too subtle. Just model those darker clouds there. Okay, now let's go back into the summery spring greens. Getting a bit of light. Well, probably needs to be darker than that. So let's add a bit of red and a bit of blue to that mix. Using the largest brush I can get away with. A little bits of red in here. Trying to avoid both sides being the same. So I'll put the one on the right larger. Coming over there. Get the darks in. With the shadows. It's all very wet now. Okay, let's go back over here now. And okay, dark in there, shadow. Plenty of red, and we can put a bit of green in. Well, it'll show. Oh, oil paint, it's just wonderful. It's it. It's the stuff. Oh, it's just beautiful. So maybe the other side. Bit of orangey. Yeah, it won't. It's not registering. It's a bit murky in there. Okay, so we need some blue in there, some light blue in that background. So let's get a bit of white, a bit of ultramarine, and put it in. That's just a touch of red, maybe. That's more than a touch of red. I'm going to scrap this paper when I've finished, because it's getting a little bit painted over. It just gives that bit of a background there, but it's just too even on one side, so we have to just let's get some lighter blue and just soften around these edges here. Show some coming through. Okay. Dark green, blue, red, yellow. 3 primaries. Okay, that'll do. That'll do for that. Right, now another brush. Oh, you know, I forgot to put my apron on, but thankfully I've managed to avoid. Where it is? Oh, yeah. I'll just drape it. Oh, you have to be careful because you don't want paint all over your jeans. Okay. Right. One other brush for this one. Where's it gone? There it is. So we'll put in a little bit of bit of this and a bit of that. Bit of the red. Just get that bit of a glow there. That's sort of dried there quite nicely. Right, I want some real good dark in here. So I can counter change some grasses. Hope I'm not masking it. Want some light green. A bit of white in there. Okay, let's not push it up there. Okay, so that's sort of one bank. Let's get that shadow established. That's horrible. Let's just take that off. Don't like that. We'll bring the water in there, just going around, and I'll put some reflections in there as and when. And That's quite dark. I'm just trying to reflect the dark of the sky and the reflection here, but it's moving, so as rivers do. I'm not quite convinced about that yet, but we want that pinky colour. Just dragging across here. A bit better. Right, let's just get some of that light. That's nice as it is, we need probably just a touch more light in there. Softening all that. See if I can just reduce that in there a little bit. Coming down to it. Oh, go away. Junk. We do get them, don't we? So I want a bit of a ready. You know, the one that I did with the windmill earlier was a lot easier than this. Funny how it goes, isn't it? It's a tangle of reeds and stuff. Put that nice orangey colour in here. Excuse me. Now I want some darks in there for the trees behind. easier said than done. Well, I'm not too displeased with that. But we want there's some lights, some greeny lights to show. Right, just touching. Now my mates, we ride down here every Tuesday. Now bear in mind, I'm only using 3 colours for all of this. Okay, let's get some of that. So much blue in that. When in doubt, bung a bit of white. Alright, what I don't want to do is any rigger work. I just want to do it all with just these large brushes. I just want an impression, but sometimes the impression is just as hard to get. Right, that ready colour. Not as easy to do in watercolour. Just a shadow of the bank. Right, well I'm going to call that a day, I think. Just tilt that. No, I just need to just get in with that bluey, greeny. Shadow in here. Make that just make that light a bit lighter. Just a bit dark in there, I think. Okay, I'm going to let that go. Best I can do at the moment. So thanks for watching, folks. If you want to look into it, let's so there's all the colour that I've put in there. It looks better on the screen than it does in real life, actually. There we are. Let's go down a bit. So I've got the banks. Okay. So let's just come on. Zoom out again. And I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, loads and loads of other videos to watch on Patreon. Goodbye.